Nancy Doss, otherwise known as the Giggling Grandma, is an excellent example of the Black Widow. Nancy was born in Alabama in 1905 and was one of 5 children. Her early life is best characterized as unhappy, as she, her siblings, and her mother all suffered abuse at the hands of her father. She did not do well in school, as her father often insisted that she and her siblings stay home and work on the family farm. When she was 7 years old, Nancy hit her head on the metal bar of a train seat and suffered from blackouts, headaches, and depression. She and her sisters were also forced to dress conservatively, often unattractively, and not wear makeup. She also was kept from attending social events and being around her peers. This, however, did not stop Nancy from developing a love for the idea of romance and imagined vivid ideas of a romantic life. When Doss was 16, she married Charles Braggs and had 4 children in rapid succession. The marriage was stressful and unhappy, and Doss soon developed a drinking and smoking habit. The marriage was also marred by infidelity from both spouses. Braggs would often disappear for days on end as well. Doss made sure to take out a life insurance policy for each child and named herself as the beneficiary. When 2 of her healthy children mysteriously died, her husband left her and moved in with their eldest child, leaving their remaining young daughter, Florine, with Doss. Doss relocated to Georgia with her daughter and eventually remarried. After her second marriage, she abandoned her daughter in order to travel the world with her new husband, Frank Carlson, a factory worker with a criminal record of assault. Thankfully, neighbors were able to reunite Florine with her father, and she didn't resume normal contact with her mother until years later after she married and gave birth to her own son. One day, Florine decided to go visit her mother and left her son in her mother's care while she went to see her father. When Florine returned, she learned that her son died while in her mother's care. The death was ruled to be by natural causes, and there was no further investigation. Doss would later confess to the murder of her grandson, but no motive was ever given. Later, Nancy murdered her second husband after 16 years of marriage and collected a hefty life insurance payout and purchased a ranch. Despite not having any prior illnesses, the death did not raise suspicion. With new assets to her name, Nancy married a 3rd time to Arlie Laning 3 days after meeting him. Her 3rd husband, too, died shortly after in the same manner as her second husband. Later, Nancy married her 4th husband, Richard Morton, and murdered him as well. Not even within the following 2 years, Doss's mother and 2 sisters also died while in the company of Nancy. Doss profited greatly from each death. Finally, in 1953, Nancy married Samuel Doss, from whom she would acquire her infamous name. Doss was quick to take out 2 life insurance policies on him and do away with him swiftly. Samuel Doss's death, only a month after his marriage, aroused enough suspicion to have an autopsy performed. Nancy Doss was confronted with evidence of her guilt, and she almost immediately confessed to the murders of 4 of her husbands, her mother, 2 sisters, and grandson. The state of Oklahoma decided to only try her for the case of Samuel Doss. She was found mentally fit to stand trial, and she pleaded guilty on May 1955. She was sentenced to life in prison, the state opting out of the death penalty because she was a woman. Doss died of leukemia while in prison in 1965. Though Nancy Doss was only charged with 1 death, her total victim count is thought to be anywhere between 8 and 11. All but 1 death to be from arsenic.